My name is Flake of Wrath, aka Michael Stevens, and variety. We play a little bit of everything. Right now, we just hopped into Turbo Golf Racing the last 2 nights, and for some reason that is oddly addicting. We bounce from game to game to game only because I really do like to show that on my TV show that I have that entertains, educates, and brings information to kids and parents about esports. The very popular games don't go by the wayside, but right now we're just kind of exploring a little bit of everything right now, especially the Game Pass. The old story is I was 2. My parents, my dad in particular, brought home a Nintendo for my second birthday or something like that. And Nintendo was a huge part of my life. And also in that, I transitioned into Sega Genesis. I loved Sega. I don't at me. Sonic better than Mario. Like, I love Sonic to death. Every birthday, my dad made it a thing to get me the new console. Nintendo 64 was a terrible console, but the games just, for me, that was, yeah, they were classic because that was, you know, my prime middle school, high school years. We would have sleepovers unannounced because we were playing Bond for, 12 hours. And then Halo kind of pushed it to the next step for me when Halo 2 came out and online gaming was becoming a thing in college. That is where we really got the competitive bug. And then Call of Duty is when we first started taking our steps in competitive. To be honest with you, since 2008, when I graduated college, I basically played video games every night. There's, some off nights where you're not sick or you're not feeling well, whatever it is. But every night since then, I've essentially played video games. Back in 2015, I started streaming January 2nd of 2015. Know it like it was yesterday. I hooked up my Xbox One. I was a Destiny streamer. I was in the Destiny community. Gathalion got me into streaming and quickly built a following of people because with the Destiny community back in 2015, Bungie had built something very big when it came to streaming, and we were all very close. And Dr. Lupo was a part of that. He started streaming a few months after me, as well as, a lot of big streamers came out of the Destiny community because that was when a lot of people started streaming. We streamed Destiny for 2 years straight, and then it started really taking its toll. The game just kind of lost grips with a lot of people. I turned to PC after about 1.5 2 years. Since then, the Battle Royale trend hit. It was H1Z1, and then that kind of led me into Fortnite, PUBG, all the rest of the battle royales that slowly followed after. So it's kind of grown into, I guess, more of a mature stream, if you will, or a more, everybody's just seeing and hanging out rather than, coming to see the progress in one game. So it's definitely a little bit different. Well, back in 2016, I believe it was, I was in Hype Squad, which was just a bunch of streamers on Twitch. Back when you had somebody who was partnered in Twitch, you could have a grouping of people, so you could have a team. And the Hype Squad was me, Dexbot, Pooty, and a lot of other people. I'm sorry if I forgot all your names, but I love them to death. And then Super Professor was part of the Hype Squad, but he had just gotten into Set to Destroy X. And he reached out to me and Dex and was like, hey, you guys should probably look into joining an org. I had no idea what an org was. Yeah, late 2015, we applied for Set to Destroy X. Mind you, this was all done on a Skype call. There was no Zoom. There was no Discord. We Skype called with Charlie and Rake, and Set to Destroy X was like, hey, we'd love to have you both. And Dex, unfortunately, because of his Call of Duty ties, couldn't come into Set to Destroy X. And now look at him. Dex is actually, I think, the director of socials for Activision or something like that. So I joined Set to Destroy X. And at the time, I was just starting my venture into PC gaming, but I was a content creator for him. Down the road, I was with him for 2 years making content, and then Fortnite came out. And we asked Charlie, we was like, hey, would you mind carrying a pro Fortnite council team? We think that there's going to be big things for him. And Charlie, he was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And Charlie made me a manager. There was, I think, a handful of us that built Lazarus from the ground up. I did a lot of the analytics and recruiting. We recruited the 4 kids that won $4.5 million or 3 kids that won $4.5 million at the Fortnite World Cup. We worked our asses off, and it paid. And Lazarus was really chugging going into the end of 2019. Coming into 2020, Charlie asked me to kind of step back into the creator role, back down from a manager. I was like, I love you, Charlie, and it's nothing against Lazarus, but I'm going to step down and kind of worry about content creating, because with managing and being a pro for 3 years, I kind of put all my content creation in my community on the back burner. And he's like, yeah, go for it. And so I went to Guidance Gaming for a year, which I love everybody at Guidance Gaming. And then I had the opportunity at work to start an esports show, which there's no TV shows or no esports TV shows anywhere on network television. So altogether, I think it is somewhere in the realm of 16, 17, 18, 19. I think it's somewhere in the 5-year range with, Set to Destroy X / Lazarus. So, wow. That's a really good question, and that's a big box. And the thing is, like on the show, I have 10 questions to earn a 1-up, asking him, just fun questions. I might have to incorporate this one. When I first started, I was just doing my own thing. And I think that's what a lot of people love. And that's what I would definitely say from start is just be yourself. And that is something that you don't get in many industries. So I think that's why a lot of people really like streaming. But I always say be consistent. Consistency is key. Always be there for, who wants to be there. Be yourself. Don't necessarily burn yourself out, but make sure you're using the right avenues and right tools to maximize what you want. Interaction on social. Make sure people know your Discord, your socials, whatever it is, so people can see that side of you when you're away from gaming. Because people don't just want this. People want a little bit of everything. If you're truly into it, go, full head on and go right into the wall. Yeah, that's another good question. Many years of playing video games, I've ran into terrible sleep. But as we've learned, sleep is kind of key for a lot of stuff. Now that I'm doing the show and then I can sleep from 7 to 8 hours every night, what my schedule looks like is 9 to 5. I'll get up in the morning, take a shower, do whatever I have to do, go to work, and then do the new news, come home, work on stream stuff and show stuff. So I'll do podcasts and all that jazz, get it all set up. And if I have some downtime, I'll set stuff up for the evening stream. I'll get home. The wife gets home around 6 o'clock. We will chill for a few hours, and then I'll stream from 8 to midnight, 1 o'clock. I've learned you really need to unwind, let your eyes rest, and you'll have much better sleep, right? So I'll go down and watch YouTube videos, maybe a show, catch up on some show stuff. I don't really prep much going into it. One thing that I probably should mention is during the Fortnite buzz, the gang playing was huge, and I picked up on that. I was like, you know what? I can't play games by myself forever and make a channel. Like, you can, but, that's not entertaining for a lot of people. So I went out and recruited, some of my friends in 2018, 2019 to play video games with pretty much every day. And we've been playing games every night for the last 3 or 4 years. And then we've set some staples, like every Saturday is Suds and Buds. So we'll have some Suds and we'll have the Buds there, and we have great games. So there's more on the rap side for me than there is on the prep side. Oh, no. Yeah, so back in college, they nicknamed me Snowflake because I am so pale. It's not pretty for anybody. When I wear a bathing suit and no shirt, I'm pale. My buddy made me my first desktop, and we started playing. It was online Wolfenstein, so it was like 8v8, but it was Wolfenstein. And he's like, you got to pick a gamer tag. I was like, okay. He's like, make it menacing. So I went with, I was like, they call me Snowflake, and I was like, okay, Flake of Wrath. There's been variations when clans were a big thing in 2008, 2009, 2010. I was Purify Flake. I was Bill Flake. I was Pure Flake, Fury Flake, but it is no longer changing. It is now the brand that has been for 8 years, Flake of Wrath. When I was 3, 4, 5, we lived out in a small area, middle of nowhere. His roommate always had the latest consoles, so it was like I'd go over there and I'd say, Mom, I'm going to Trent. And it was funny because I would run down there, Mom would watch, make sure, and then my Uncle Trent would come out in the, because we were on a lake, and he would be on the deck. He's like, come on in. I was like, all right. So I go in there, and Dale would be playing something. I was like, Dale, I want to play. He's like, all right. So we take turns. Growing up, there's just too many memories to even try to dive into. But James Bond was always, 007, those nights where you just stay up all night playing Bond was always a good one. And then, to be honest with you, now with streaming is always fun, but there's nothing like your first raid. And then those people return 4 or 5 years down the road, be like, what's up, Flake? I was like, oh my God, you were my first follow. But for me, through the streaming career, my biggest gaming memory was going to Seattle, probably. I had conversations with Nick Merckx and Dr. Lupo, and it was people like that. They're human, It's funny because I'm on TV and people say, oh my God, it's the weather guy. And they're like, I'm just human, But Nick Merckx is from Michigan. He's not too far from where I am. And it's like, wow, this is super cool. They're just normal human beings that are here to game. That was probably my all-time gaming memory. As far as like proud moment, I mean, the fact that we recruited the 3 kids to win $4.5 million at the Fortnite World Cup for Lazarus, that to me was probably the proudest moment in an org. That put Lazarus on the map. The memories go all the way back probably when I was a little kid running Uncle Trent's, wanting to play Mario. That was probably one of my biggest memories. Wow. That's also a loaded question. I do a lot of things, or I try to do a lot of things. Sports, traditional sports definitely in there. I played college hockey, played college baseball. I like to golf now when I can. I'm not good at it, but I like to golf. I think that comes with age. Everybody goes out to the golf course. I mean, obviously weather's always been huge in my life because I'm a weatherman. I love and enjoy everything weather. Recently, I've been finding a lot of space stuff. So I guess I didn't realize how enamored with space I am, or maybe just the unknown. I think it's the unknown that I'm enamored with. Maybe that's just why I love everything so much about being unknown. Hunting's a big one. That's a big thing in the family. So there's a lot of things to me. I love spending time, obviously, with my wife and my dogs. If something presents itself, more than likely you'll find me doing it. My favorite console has to be the 360. Probably, what is it? We just played it. Badlanders. Horrid game. I would have to say 007. Favorite TV show? Probably Breaking Bad. Oh, hell yeah. I don't understand why people don't like Hawaiian pizza. Pineapple's great. It adds a little zing to your pizza. You ever had Superman ice cream? It is only the best ice cream ever made. Put a picture right there. Superman ice cream. Enjoy. Oh, man. This one's tough. I'm a burger aficionado. I love burgers, and I love tasting every burger that I can possibly get my hands on. Hands down is from a little shack. Actually, I think it was from a truck. No, it was a shack. Shack on North Beach in Hawaii and Oahu. If you want a good burger, go to Hawaii. Go to North Beach, and there's this little shack, dude. First thing I would buy, I'd pay my house off. Anything that has to deal with me making payments is gone. And then we build more. Make the house bigger after we pay it off. Oh, yeah, Hawaii. Hands down. I would probably go back to like the ancient Roman times and see what that's like. Or maybe Pangea. Sonic is better than Mario. Oh, we can do this one too. A hot dog is a sandwich. The mysterious life of the endless source of useless information. Check out the 1UpXP show. That is the TV show that I make every week. It airs on the CW if you're in Northern Michigan. But if you can't be in Northern Michigan and watch on the CW, you can watch it on the 9 and 10 News YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, look up 9 and 10 News. 9, the and sign, 10 News. You can check out my YouTube, my Twitch, my Facebook for content creation throughout the entire week. Instagram, it's at Michael E. Stevens. Facebook, it's at Flake of Wrath. You can find my channel there. You can like and subscribe because we have a channel on Facebook. We also are on Twitch, Flake of Wrath. And then we also have YouTube, which is Flake of Wrath. Oh, TikTok, don't forget that, Flake of Wrath. And then also Twitter, at Michael E. Stevens. Some of the socials, the more verified ones, are just my name because of work. But now gaming is my work. So it's just like, okay, cool. We'll just transition everything into one for the most part. Shout out to my amazing wife for putting up with everything that I've been doing for the last several years when it comes to video games. Love you, Kyle. And then also a huge shout out to my boy, Charlie Watson. Do what you want to do. Don't be afraid to take a dive. Jump if given the opportunity because, you know, it might be fruitful at the end of that jump. So you do you and enjoy it while you can because it's not going to be here forever.